Hey, welcome back to the channel. In this episode, we're going to pull the chassis harness out of the AE86, so come along. So these next couple videos might seem a little disjointed, mostly because we did some stuff last week already talking about this, but it's going to be in a different video because that's future stuff. We were just doing some testing. So what we decided is, unfortunately, this OEM harness has been pretty hacked together, and the sheathing's all old and everything like that. So what we've decided to do is a Haltech PDM. So the PDM is going to control all the main electronics on the car: headlights, taillights, running lights, blinkers, wipers, all that kind of stuff. And then the Elite harness is going to do the actual engine type stuff. I already pulled the dash out because we got to get ready to do some stuff on that. So what I want to do today is I want to see if I can get the old, all the old chassis harness and everything out of the car. While I'm doing that, I'm going to tag some things that we're going to have to reuse because we got to use connector for the headlight switch, connector for the ignition switch, the connectors for the cluster, all that kind of stuff. So let's get cranking on it, I guess. Yes, we got the whole dash harness and everything out. The next thing I really want to do is I want to get the PDM and the Elite at least figured out where they're going to go. I don't think I'll have them mounted today, but if I can at least have a general idea, that'd be great. Because then once they're in place, we can kind of start getting some of the wiring figured out. So I'm kind of thinking something like this. I don't like how this is upside down, but that means the connectors are right on the same side. I don't know if, I guess I'll have to check because if it, well, no, because the harness is going to go through right there. So yeah, maybe just like this. So one thing I want to try and make sure of is it's going to fit behind the kick panel. I just looked through all my parts. I don't see a kick panel for this side. I do have the other side though. So if I kind of do a little bit of lining up there, it looks like we're good. I know the ECU and stuff will fit because we got nothing up there, so we should be good where we're at. Now I just gotta figure out how to mount it. All right, so I went and got some hardware, my riv nut and all that kind of stuff. So the goal is to get it, the ECU and the PDM put into location here. I'll probably hook up the PDM's wiring to it, not the main power wire, but the regular actual wiring, and kind of pull some of them apart so I can kind of get a rough idea where they're going. Yeah, all right, well, let's mount some stuff. Alright, so we got them all mounted. I wish I could have made this one straight up and down, but the location would have been like double layered here and everything, so a little bit of an angle is what it is. Nice too, because right there's the hole for the headlight wiring and stuff like that, so main power is going to come off here, go over there. The Haltech wiring, we're going to punch a hole in right here for a bulkhead fitting. So it's all should be relatively contained. What I'm gonna do quick is I'm gonna get the Haltech, or I keep saying Haltech, I'm sorry, they're both Haltech. I'm gonna get the PDM wiring plugged in and see if I can start separating some of the wires to go to the locations that they need to be. Yeah, because once we get that kind of stuff ran, we can start actually probably linking the two and getting them to communicate. Yeah, let's plug some stuff in. Well, they gave me a nice bundle of wires, and I may have made a mess. I should have been recording. It took me probably 10 minutes to get it untangled. So I think what I want to do is start running some of the basic stuff that I know, like the battery ground. I'm not going to have a power wire right now. Probably run some of, like, it's nice because, you know, everything's labeled, you know, 8 amp high channel output, 25 amp high channel output. So it's nice, like I said, that everything's wired or labeled so we have a rough idea of where it needs to go. I'm gonna talk to Derek real quick and just verify some of the stuff, and then probably just start running here in a little bit. Just running. So, all right, I'll pick up with you guys when I get off phone. Yeah, so I went through some of the stuff with Derek just now. Looks like we're gonna use the 25 amp, 2 of these for the headlight motors. So I'll probably run 2 of these up right now, and I'll probably run some of the 8 amp currents for like the headlights, the turn signals, all that kind of stuff. This is just like temporary running, just so we can kind of get harness length. We'll have to pull it back through. I'd like to probably test everything before we fully sheath it all, just to make sure it's all good. But what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna start running some of the wires and we'll go from there. All right, so that should be everything we need for the front. Should be, well, I mean, there's gonna be more I have to pull for the PDM, but should be high beam, low beam, both sides, parking lights, turn signals, both sides, the power wires for the motors, the ground. We're still gonna have to run the switch wires for when the motor knows it's up and down. I don't know what Derek wants to use for those. I'm assuming a couple of the inputs. But we have 3 regular 8 amps and then 2 half bridges. So one of these is probably going to be brake lights, one of these is going to be running lights for the back, and then the 2 of them will be either the half bridges or whatever we'll use for turn signals in the rear. And then the last one's probably going to be for cluster illumination, I think. I know this looks like a lot, but it's really not. Doing a PDM harness really simplifies things quite a bit. Hold on, let me clean up a little bit here and I'll get back with you guys. Yeah, so like I was saying, I know this looks like a lot. You guys are probably gonna be sick of me doing wiring here, because this is gonna be multiple videos, because especially if I want to keep content coming out, this is gonna be weeks worth of work for me. So instead of just doing one video at the end of everything being done and then you guys wouldn't have a video for like a month, I'd rather just do it in steps. But give you guys an idea here. So we got inputs. These other high currents are probably going to be for the wiper motor. We've got a output right there for the dash lights. We've got the other wires right there for the actual like ignition turn on. Obviously we have to run a power cable, but realistically, it's, besides like hooking up a little bit of stuff, it's all kind of at least ran, if that makes any sense. So I think my goal for next week is probably going to be to power up or get the power cable ran for the PDM, and maybe see if we can get the PDM turning on, and maybe see if we can start getting some of the actual like tail lights and stuff to function. I mean, Derek's going to want to do it differently, but I would like to make sure everything works before we sheathe it all and all that. So if we can at least make connectors and do all that. I don't know. It's hard to say. Plans may change as we go, but that's probably where I'm going to leave this video. Yeah, so some Subaru content should be coming again soon on top of this. I got to get my wife's winter car all done. Once that's done, I can finish doing the brake line stuff on the WRX. But there's going to be a lot of 8.6 content this winter too, because I really want to get this car driving for next year. So if you guys are looking forward to more 8.6 content and Subaru content and GTO content, make sure you subscribe, and we'll see you guys next time.